You know, you gotta hand it to Kellyanne Conway a little bit, right? I mean, she absolutely is a fighter. She's not very good at it, and she fights very dirty, and she picks fights with people that she has no chance of possibly defeating, but she is a fighter. And earlier this week, she decided that her newest fight was going to be with Taylor Swift, because Taylor Swift, believe it or not, folks, had the audacity to tell people to sign a petition urging the White House to support LGBTQ civil rights. I mean, really, like, how awful is that? You know, Taylor Swift believes that everybody, regardless of sexuality, should have equal protection under the law, but apparently that was enough to set Kellyanne Conway off, and she went off in this incredibly bizarre segment on Fox News with Martha MacCallum. Here it is.
Now for something completely different. Taylor Swift going after the White House last night at the Music Awards. And here is what she was talking about: the Equality Act and the petition. She wants to see the Equality Act passed, and she wants the White House to get on board. Watch this.
At the end of this video, there was a petition, and there still is a petition for the Equality Act that now has 500,000 signatures, which is 5 times the amount that it would need to warrant a response from the White House.
She's waiting. She's tapping her watch.
I would love to just survey the audience if they know what that even is, what the Equality Act is and isn't. But she's welcome to her opinion. I will tell you, there's a lot of poison pills in it.
The LGBTQ community believes that it would give them greater equality in the workplace and elsewhere.
Right. And so I actually like the new Taylor Swift song that is called "You Need to Calm Down." I can sing it for you. You know, where she says, if you say it on the street, that's a knockout. If you put it in a tweet, that's a cop-out. I love that. That's like, that basically is Washington in a nutshell. But she's welcome to her opinion. I think that when Hollywood and singers and all go political, it sounds in the moment like it's very popular, and we've seen so many times where it backfires and it blows up. But she's also somebody who went up against President Trump head-to-head in the United States Senate race in Tennessee and lost handily. Marsha Blackburn's our United States Senator from Tennessee.
Can you give her one answer for why doesn't the White House support the Equality Act?
The President and the White House support equality. We don't support pieces of legislation that have poison pills in it that can harm other people.
You know, I really could have very easily gone the rest of my life without ever having to hear Kellyanne Conway attempt to sing. But there it is. So that's a thing that we've all seen now. But I think it's funny how in that clip, first and foremost, before she even responds to anything, Kellyanne Conway insults Taylor Swift's audience. You know, basically, you're all too stupid to even know what she's talking about. That's how Kellyanne Conway fights. You know, rather than address the issue, rather than talk about what Swift is talking about, Kellyanne Conway immediately resorts to these childish insults of people who weren't even in the fight here. Like, that's what's so messed up about it. That audience, they weren't the ones going out there saying, oh, we should support this. And even if they had, like, that's a good thing. But Kellyanne Conway immediately starts by going after not Swift, but the VMA audience itself, claiming that they, in fact, are the stupid ones. Forgetting for a moment that this is the woman who has invented phony attacks, invented the phrase alternative facts, so that she can lie without, calling it a lie. What Taylor Swift is doing here is a good thing. Sometimes, we see celebrities go out there and they get involved in politics, and sure, sometimes they fail. Sometimes it's, a little ridiculous. There's nothing wrong with what Taylor Swift is doing here right now. This is something good. This is something that needs to happen. This is something that should have happened in this country decades ago. And believe it or not, folks, it's actually something Donald Trump said before he was elected that he was absolutely going to work with. He was going to be the best president for LGBTQ rights ever. They loved him, he said, and he was going to have their back in the White House. Instead, he's turned his back on them. He has enacted policies directed at discriminating against this community. He has been awful. He has, just like in so many other facets of his life, proven that he hates these people, that he does not like them, and that he will not protect them. And Kellyanne Conway couldn't come up with a single good reason as to why the president has not actually fulfilled this campaign promise he made. And instead, again, attacked Taylor Swift, said, oh, she went head-to-head against Trump in Tennessee for the Senate race. No, Taylor Swift was not running for Senate in Tennessee versus Donald Trump. They each endorsed a person. Trump's person won because it's Tennessee. You want to go back and look at all the other people Trump endorsed in 2018 and even before that lost? Because that's not a very good record for the president, Kellyanne. And it's really overall not a good measure of success anyway. Taylor finally jumped into politics, decided she was going to back somebody. It didn't work out so well for the first time. Maybe that'll be different in the near future. Hopefully, that'll be different in the near future. But you're picking a fight with somebody and insulting millions of people in this country just because you and your boss's administration don't want to treat every human being in this country as if they were equal. That's a losing fight, no matter where you're arguing from, Kellyanne. One of our video sponsors today is Impeach, the card slap game, which you can purchase using the links at the top of the description of this video. And when you check out, use code RINGOFFIRE, all one word, to get 10% off your order. Now, Impeach, the card slap game is perfect for anybody who is not only tired of the Trump administration, but who also wants to share a little bit of information about Trump with your friends, because not only is this a fun game to play at parties, the cards actually have direct quotes from the president himself and stats about his presidency and his policies. So not only can you have a lot of fun with your friends playing the game, you actually learn something from it as well. The reviews on both Amazon and Etsy are phenomenal for this product. People love it. And part of the fun of it is that you finally get to actually slap Donald Trump, something a lot of our viewers, I'm pretty sure, have thought about, except now you can do it in the comfort of your own home around your friends. So again, follow the links at the top of the description of this video and use code RINGOFFIRE to get 10% off your order of Impeach, the card slap game.